Inventory is still rising, but instead of pressure, we're seeing pause. If your listing feels quiet, you're not alone. In this video, I'm breaking down the real numbers from June 2025 for single-family homes across central Georgia that stretch between Atlanta and Macon. Now make sure you stick around to the end because one county in particular saw buyer activity drop by nearly 30% month over month. That says a lot about where pricing leverage is shifting. In June, months of supply held steady at 4.3. That's the same as May. But here's the twist. That balance came from a 10.8% drop in new listings, not from stronger buyer demand. So it's not a seller's market. It's just a slower one. Buyers are not rushing in, but sellers are pulling back too. The average sales price rose to $396,516. That's up from $363,205 in May and $372 in April, and higher than the $351 in March. That sounds like strength, but don't be fooled. The price increase was concentrated only in higher-end sales, not across the board. Affordability is still a major constraint, and we're seeing wide pricing gaps between counties. Homes sold for 97.3% of their original list price in June. That's a jump from May's 94.9 and April's 95.2. It's not buyer desperation, though. It's better pricing strategy. More sellers are correcting before the offer even comes in. The net result? Fewer price reductions, more clean contracts, if the home is worth it. The average time to sell a home dropped to 47 days. That's down from 52 in May, but still up from 35 in June 2024. This market is favoring well-prepped homes, but dragging on ones with price or condition issues. It's not about speed, it's about strategic timing. In June, interest rates stayed fairly flat. 30-year was between 6.6 and 6.9, and a 15-year was 6.0 to 6.3. Inflation remains near 2.3%, but rate cuts still haven't come, and they may not until Q4. One positive, Realtor.com reports that monthly mortgage payments are down 1% year over year. It's a quiet shift that's helping affordability, especially when paired with builder incentives and buy-down credits. June showed a clear pattern. The market is splitting in two. Some homes, the ones that are priced right, staged well, and move-in ready, are still getting strong interest in offers. Everything else, though, is just sitting. We're seeing what's called a bifurcation, a market divide. It means we're not in one single market anymore. We're split in two. One where well-positioned homes are still selling quickly, and another where overpriced or outdated listings are getting ignored. We're also seeing three types of sellers right now. We have the realist, where the pricing is based on comps and their listings are moving quickly. We have the testers, who overprice and get no showings, and then the adjusters, mid-list corrections that signal motivation. Buyers are watching all three, only engaging with the first. Meanwhile, the total number of active buyers hasn't really grown, so we're seeing more listings, but no increase in urgency. Bottom line, it's not a crash, it's a recalibration. Success in this market requires precision, not pressure. Let's take a look at what's happening in each county, because price trends and buyer behavior still vary quite a lot depending on where you live. Starting with Butts County, the average sales price came in just under $297,000, with homes taking about 32 days to sell. Inventory remains high at around 6.1 months, and sales dropped nearly 20% from May. This continues to be one of the softest markets in the region, and sellers who haven't adjusted their pricing are really feeling it. In Lamar County, the average price landed just under $290,000, and homes are selling in about 34 days. But inventory jumped and buyer activity stayed flat. That puts months of supply at close to 6. Affordability is still a draw here, but buyers want value, and they're waiting unless the home checks all the boxes. Moving to Henry County, the average sales price ticked up slightly to around $374,000, and homes are taking about 34 days to sell. But sales dropped 11% month over month, and inventory remains one of the highest in the region, close to 5 months of supply. Buyers here are especially selective. If it's not move-in ready or competitively priced, it's likely sitting. In Monroe County, we saw a strong showing. The average price rose to nearly $390,000, and homes are moving quickly in about 29 days. Sales were up 11%, even though fewer new listings came to market. With the lowest supply across all 6 counties, Monroe is still offering sellers some leverage for now. Next up is Jasper County. The average sales price climbed to about $361,000, with homes selling in just 26 days. Sales were up a solid 37% from May. That's a big jump. But inventory also climbed, pushing supply to nearly 6 months. So even with higher prices, this is still a price-sensitive market. And finally, Spalding County, the most budget-friendly county in the region, with an average price just over $284,000. Homes are selling in about 31 days, and closings held steady from May. But new listings dropped sharply. That could lead to tighter inventory as we move through the summer. For now, Spalding remains a solid option for buyers under $300,000. Even in a slower summer, the market keeps evolving, and understanding those shifts helps you move smarter. Whether you're buying or selling or just watching from the sidelines, I'm here to help you make sense of it all. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to my monthly newsletter. It only goes out one time a month, and it's packed with value. You get this full market breakdown, buyer and seller Q&As, local events around Central Georgia, and a few updates on things that I'm personally loving or learning this month. No spam, no pressure, just information straight to your inbox. The link to subscribe is in the description. Let's make it make sense together.